And welcome everybody to Game 2 of our GNAC Simon Fraser men's and women's basketball opening night here from the West Gym atop Burnaby Mountain. Howard Samura, your play-by-play host, and thanks for joining us just off of a thrilling Clan victory in the women's game over Western Washington. If you're just joining us, at final score 64-60, and the sophomore Georgia Swan leading all scores with 20 points to an 8 of 8 from the field, including 3 of 3 from distance. The big victory there. Of course, the Clan men would love to have the same thing happen here, come through with a W as well, but it won't be easy. Simon Fraser, though, as we were talking to off the air, ranked and picked to finish 11th and last in the conference the last number of seasons, but this year in the GNAC preseason coaches poll picked to finish 3rd. And of course, this Western Washington team, a former national champion from a few years back, and picked to finish 1st in the conference this year. So preseason coaches poll 1 at number 3 should be a great atmosphere as the stands fill here at the West Gym today. The Simon Fraser University Clan coming off of a successful preseason in which they went 5-1, including winning their last 5 straight. They opened with a 95-70 loss against UC San Diego, but since beat Cal State Dominguez Hills, Trinity Western, Douglas College Langara, and Colorado Christian to go 5-1. Western Washington went 4-3. Their last 2 wins against the same 2 teams at their own tournament that Simon Fraser was a part of, beating Colorado Christian as well as Langara. So what a terrific amount of intrigue involved with this Simon Fraser team this season, as this group assembled by head coach Steve Hansen really matures. They bring back virtually the entire group, and it will be interesting to see just how much cohesion the Clan can bring to conference play as the GNAC campaign opens tonight. Some of the numbers from Simon Fraser over the preseason, and we can let you know that the leading scorer was Jazz Singh, the big man out of Delta, British Columbia. Started 6 games, all 6 games, and averaged 18.8 points and 5.7 rebounds per game. Not far off the mark there, Wilfred Belada, set to enter his 2nd year, 6'6" guard forward, a tower of strength, 18.5 points a game, and a team leading 8.5 rebounds per game. As well, Michael Provenzano, the point guard, 12.5 points a game, and a guy who is dishing assists at a great clip here for the Simon Fraser Clan. So look for Michael Provenzano, number 22, as the backcourt leader, along with fellow senior Othniel Spence. Spence coming off a preseason in which he averaged 14.5 points a game. And as well, the big man, Julian Roche, the Santa Clara transfer, started all 6 games, 11.8 points and 8 rebounds per game. So that entire Clan starting 5, averaging double figures through the preseason for this coaching staff, led by Mr. Steve Hansen, the former Terry Fox Ravens high school coach, who came here as an assistant, now established in the GNAC with this young and rising Clan basketball team. Western Washington coming into this game with 3 double-figure scorers, led by Trevor Jasinski, 18.7 points per game and 5.3 rebounds per game for Jasinski. D'Angelo Minnis checking in at 12.4 points per game, and Jalen Green at 11.4, but there's 2 other guys in the 9s, Logan Schilder at 9.7 points a game, and Cameron Rutherford at 9.4. So those guys doing a great job for this Western Washington team, ranked number 1 in the GNAC coaches preseason poll. Should be fantastic, and we cannot wait to get things underway here from the West Gym. Getting down to heading towards the anthems and the starting player introductions. Of course, the women with the big victory, and of course, come Saturday, the men will lead off the festivities when Montana State Billings comes calling. Montana State Billings, Simon Fraser men at 5:15 here on Clan TV if you can't make it down to the West Gym, which is the preferable option. And the second game will be the 7:30 start for the Simon Fraser Clan women against the Montana State Billings squad. If you can join us for that, we'll take a short break here for the national anthems and the starting lineups. Howard Samura, Clan TV, back with more in just a moment.
Good evening, boys and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's game between the visiting Washington University Vikings and your 7
And they will bring up the house lights here at the West Gym as we get set for GNAC men's basketball. Western Washington set to take on your Simon Fraser University Clan. It's going to be Julian Roche taking the opening jump against Logan Schilder, number 15, the 7-foot redshirt senior. The hometown Bellingham kid against Julian Roche. We are set to open the men's GNAC season right here on Clan TV. The Clan will win that opening tip with Provenzano taking the basketball. Roche at the high post. Ooh, already a body rather, going to the pine. The foul getting called against the Clan. It's going to be Wilfred Bellata getting called. And 11 seconds into the game, Bellata, who when he's not taking fouls, is just such an effective inside force for this Clan team. But that one very quickly being put up on the board is D'Angelo Minnis, the point guard now with the basketball. Minnis, the handoff there to Jalen Green. Jasinski, jump shot for Schilder off the iron, ripped out of the sky by Singh. Quickly to Wilfred. Oh, great dish underneath to Roche. And that's going to come courtesy of a great dime there from Othniel Spence. Spence with a dynamic dime. And the score now 2-0 Clan. Minnis into the paint, gets it back. Looking off the Lovelady screen, instead goes cross court to Jasinski. Roche is going to pick up that loose ball, and Provenzano now with the basketball over half court for the Clan men. Ooh, they're going to say Provenzano stepped on the end line, and they'll turn the ball over to Western Washington. This is a big Western Washington team. Look at the way they take away the angles defensively. That wingspan is massive. As D'Angelo Minnis, the 5'10 redshirt freshman out of Kentwood High School, now on the floor running the show here for the Vikings. Jumped in front of the steal by Othniel Spence. Spence pushing it down the floor quickly, finding Provenzano at the top. Roche at the high post. Bellotta now with the basketball. Wilfred, the back in down on the low block, kicks it out to Roche for three. Julian wants the three, in and out. And a tough break there. He'll keep it at 2-0 as Minnis back up the court. Minnis little crossover move there. Provenzano doesn't bite. And a travel called as Jasinski drives to the basket. Jasinski 24, Jalen Green 22, along with Logan Schilder 15 in that front court, along with 21 Lovelady and Minnis, the 5 Vikings on the floor right now. Here's Singh, leading scorer for the Clan in the preseason. Bellotta with a strength, and that's Wilfred Bellotta at his best. He uses that lower body strength, and you're not going to be able to block that shot. It comes off of his hip as he backs you down in the paint and makes it 4-0 for the Clan. Here's Jalen Green stumbling with his dribble. Jump shot for three by Jasinski off the mark, and the Clan with a chance to build on an early 4-point lead. Here's Provenzano. Mike P. Little floater. Doesn't go for him. Close, but no cigar there for Provenzano. And Western Washington itching to find the bottom of the basket here, as Minnis barks out the signals here in the half court. Schilder, Lovelady. Jasinski with 6 on the shot clock. Jasinski for three, doesn't hit the goal. Right into the hands of Roche underneath the basket. Bellotta fights off some traffic as he winds his way down court, gets it to Provenzano, right back to Bellotta. Oh, great cut to the basket by Spence, and what a great high post feed from Jazz Singh as he threads the needle. And the Clan now with a 6-0 lead. Minnis will pull up, still can't find it. An open shot there for D'Angelo Minnis. And here comes Provenzano, and the block is going to get called against Minnis. Everything going Simon Fraser's way here in the early going. (6-0) Clan, and some highlight reel baskets already for Simon Fraser. Getting great high post passing, nice cuts to the basket, really sharing the ball, and that's what head coach Steve Hansen talked with me about yesterday for the article we wrote for varsityletters.ca. Check it out. Here's Bellotta, and Willie puts up the three. Wilfred Bellotta makes it 9-0. He drops the three ball. Wilfred Bellotta has already backed you down in the post, and he's already now hit a three ball. So some nice overall play from number 10. The Quebec native doing a great job here early. Feed to Lovelady on the baseline. Wants to kick it out to Schilder. Instead intercepted by Provenzano. Bellotta, alley-oop. Oh, and there was Jazz Singh looking for the flush at the other end of the floor. And I believe that was Jasinski that got in the way of that. 9-0. We'll keep it right here. A timeout on the floor. What a start for the Simon Fraser Clan. A 9-0 lead over the Western Washington Vikings. And of course, you know, we have just begun. So many pages of this journey to be written tonight, still to come. But a great crowd here at the West Gym to take it all in. And we thank Zahid Vali Hassam for our stats. Western Washington starting 0 for 4 from the floor. And Simon Fraser shooting 4 of 7. Leading scorers in this game, Bellotta with 5, Roche and Spence with 2 apiece. Western Washington has teed the three ball up twice to Trevor Jasinski with no result. Logan Schilder's also missed one. They're 0 for 4 overall. And Simon Fraser with the 5-2 rebounding edge. Those are the early numbers. Hey, thanks for joining us on Clan TV, our first of many nights here from the West Gym. I want to thank you for joining us, and shout out to our producers, Jacob Hall and Kendra Ho, getting the show on the air tonight. So wherever you may be watching, Simon Fraser basketball is uniquely Canadian, the only non-U.S. school in the entire NCAA. If you're joining us from outside the Vancouver and Bellingham area, welcome to this broadcast from atop Burnaby Mountain. Turnaround, Singh can't get that one to fall. Roche rips that rebound away. Julian will get it back up top. They'll recycle that clock. And here's Bellotta. His open floor game has just blossomed from last season. And you saw Wilfred Bellotta just explode to the basket. Foul being called. So Schilder's going to get called for the foul, number 15. He's the big man, 7-footer. 230-pound redshirt senior out of Whatcom Community College. Cam Rutherford also out on the floor now. He's 6'9", a senior out of Benson High and Portland Community College. Tony Dominguez, the head coach, in his 8th season as the head coach, 25th season overall at Western Washington. David Dunham, Bob Hofstetter, and Otavio Jude as well, part of that coaching staff. Minnis back down the court, Provenzano guarding him. They go to Schilder, double team comes and the whistle blows, and if that's on Bellotta, that will be 2. And that's a tough break because Willie Bellotta showing you a lot, but he's already got 2 and he's telling the bench it's okay, it's okay. He's gonna get to that point in his career where he's gonna get past this, but right now you feel for him because he brings so much to the game, and already with the 2 quick fouls. There's a turnaround shot there from Jasinski, and it's going to get the Vikings on the board for the first time. 10-2 they trail. You know they're going to have a couple of huge surges in this game, though. Just obviously too talented a team. Simon Fraser got to keep their focus the full 40 here tonight. Here's Bellotta, baseline. The drive and dish to Provenzano for 3, and Mike P knocks down the triple. 13-2. I said that to Coach Steve Hansen yesterday. I said, you know what? Yeah, he's going to dish a lot of dimes, but he can score it too. You saw that there. And there's Bellotta right down, followed by Mike P. And just like that, Provenzano with 5 points. It's a 15-2 lead in the first 6 minutes of play here for Simon Fraser. There's Minnis. Drive into traffic. That's a tough hoop. Great take there by Cam Rutherford. Can't get that one to go. RJ Seacrest, the Silverdale, Washington native out of Central Kitsap, now into the game for number 5 Minnis as well. Coming in, Leif Anderson, the senior out of Seaholm High and Whatcom Community College. He's a senior guard on this team. So a change in the backcourt for head coach Tony Dominguez. It'll be Seacrest and Anderson. Well, that one away from the play is going to take Bellotta out potentially for the half. Wilfred Bellotta has 3 fouls in the first 6 minutes of this basketball game, and I don't know, that's a tough break for the Clan. There's a 3-ball hoist, and it's going to go. So Jasinski knocks that one down from the top, and here come the Vikings. You know you're not going to be able to keep them down forever. Here's Provenzano. Great jump hook there, doesn't go. Tough break there for Julian Roche. Michael Hannon, number 42, now in the game as well, and he can stroke the long ball as well. Dribbling off of a screen, and what a shot that was there from Jasinski. He's heating up, 15-7. Follows his triple by driving off of a screen and knocking down a jump shot there. Here's Provenzano, tries the wide hook off the window, instead blocked by Seacrest, and Seacrest right down the floor, switches hands, lefty layup off the window. RJ Seacrest makes it a 15-9 game. So just like that, These Vikings have made it a two-possession game. Here's Hannon. Singh finding Provenzano. Spence off a down screen is going to put up a tough three, and he knocks it down! Othniel Spence, that's a tough shot. 18-9, shot making galore here by the Clan. Great take to the basket there. Big time basket by Jasinski's going to get the make and the foul. He's going to go to the free throw line for the N1 opportunity. Julian Roche getting called for the foul, his first. Fourth team foul against the Clan. So a make here will make it a 6-point game again, restored at 6, and that's what they do. 18-12 the score. Hannon to Singh on the block. Rutherford guarding real aggressively down low. Are they going to call him for the foul? Indeed they will. Rutherford getting called for the foul. So 14 fouls apiece now, 18-12. Timeout on the floor. We will take a short timeout as well. Be back with more of the first half here for the West Gym in just a moment. Howard Samura back with you here from the West Gym. Simon Fraser with an 18-12 lead, 11:50 left in the opening half of play here from the West Gym atop Burnaby Mountain, the campus of Simon Fraser University. Some of the numbers to get you up to date with. Simon Fraser shooting 50% from the field of 7 of 14, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. Western Washington also shooting 50%, 5 of 10. They're 1 of 4 from beyond the arc. Here's Spence, tough 17-footer, can't get the roll and ripped away there by Schilder. Seacrest, he had a great take to the basket a moment ago. Hannon guarding him with Pilata out with 3 fouls early in this game. Sion Rojas, number 10, also into the game now. That is Leif Anderson with a miss from beyond the arc. Two teams picked in the top 3 in the conference coaches poll. Western Washington number 1, Simon Fraser 3. Seattle Pacific was picked 2. Little hesitation dribble. Schilder. Rojas for 3, and he's off the back iron. That was Jasinski doing his best to try and keep it alive. Instead to Provenzano. 3 ball being hoisted by Singh, and Jazz Singh pulls up from Ladner and knocks down the triple. 21-12, a 9-point lead for the Clan. Seacrest battling hard. Hannon giving him a hard time. Right in his face. Schilder thought about the handoff instead. Back up top to Rojas. Rojas into the paint. The kick to Seacrest, and this number 4 is a magnet for contact off the dribble underneath the basket. RJ Seacrest. A redshirt freshman at 5'10", 160 at a Kentwood High School. RJ Seacrest steps up and knocks down the free throws. 21-14 to reach the midway mark of this opening half. Julian Roche set to check in at the next stoppage. As well, David Penny, the 6'1" freshman guard out of Middleburg Academy in Guelph, Ontario, wearing number 3, will check in. So our first look at David Penny here in the GNAC. That was a big 3 knocked down by Singh. As well, Provenzano will check out of the game. So great efforts by those 2 starters as they check out of the game. Roche has already had a seat back into the game. Graham Miller as well, the Coquitlam native of Dr. Charles Best Secondary, wearing number 15, is in the game. Here's Penny wearing number 3. Finds Roche on the elbow. Back to Spence. Othniel, the drive. Boy, that's a tough basket against a big wingspan, but Roche is underneath to clean it up and lay it up and in. Steve Hansen not happy with some of that contact at the other end of the floor. 3-ball hoisted, doesn't fall for Jasinski. Simon Fraser, they know they're going to get a rally from this Western team at some point. Just put some, store some nuts for the winter, as they like to say, because you know the famine could come at any point here with this Western team. And it keeps going the Clan's way. Spence now at the free throw line. Othniel makes it a 10-point game. Comes up short on the second to keep it at a 10. And Rojas, as he drives hard, he puts up a shot right under the basket. It's good, 24-16, an 8-point game. Spence, Roche to Penny, works off the Roche screen. Give and go to Julian. Roche, look at the hustle by Roche underneath the basket. He gets it right back. Gets that shot clock back up to 20. Here's Penny in some trouble, but no, he frees his dribble. And a tip underneath, and Roche, the garbage man, he's loving it. He's going to get another put back there. What a great job by Julian Roche. Western Washington struggling mightily underneath the basket as Luke Lovelady can't get that one to go. Here's Hannon, finds Penny. Penny to Smith. Othniel, tough shot. Roche gets a hand in it. Wanted to have a tip drill underneath the basket, couldn't get it going, and Seacrest quickly to Rojas. Pull-up 3 is going to go for the Vikings as Trevor Jasinski knocks it down. Jasinski's having a nice half. 26-19 the score. It's a 7-point game. Here's Penny to Roche. Shot clock now to 9. Roche is going to put up a 3. Just off the mark there. They can't rip it away, and Jasinski gets the rebound, but the whistle blows. Foul being called against Miller of the Clan. Graham Miller with his first of the game. Timeout on the floor, we'll keep it right here. 26-19 the score. Certainly so much to be told in this game yet, but Simon Fraser answered the early bell. They had their focus off the opening tip. And they did a great job to build a big early lead against these Vikings. And the largest lead of this game, Simon Fraser did lead by 13. It is now at 7. But they've done a terrific job here in this opening half of play. Some of the numbers to give you for Western Washington leading the way, 4 of 7 from the field, including a triple, 1 trip to the free throw line, which he made. 10 points in 13 minutes by Trevor Jasinski. The other Western Washington scores, only 3 other players have hit the sheet. RJ Seacrest with 4, Cam Rutherford with 3, and Sean Rojas with 2. Balance scoring for the Clan, 5 players have scored, 3 with 6 points. So Julian Roche, Othniel Spence, and Wilfred Bellata. Jazz Singh with 3, Michael Provenzano with 5. But the big stat for Simon Fraser, Will Bellata, 3 fouls in the first 6 or 7 minutes of this game, and he's had to take a seat on the bench. We've seen Michael Hannon off the bench. We see up to now David Penny as well has come off the bench wearing number 3, and Drew Bryson, the gunner wearing number 24, is out there right now with Roche and Othniel Spence. But Jazz Singh will check in at the next stop. He has come off the bench. Here's Seacrest. Great take to the basket. Can't get it to go. Hannon with the rebound quickly. Penny quickly to Bryson. Bryson kicks it back to Penny. Bryson, turnaround move is going to get blocked by the 7-foot Schilder underneath the basket. That won't do. And here come the Clan, a jump ball and a great hustle play by Hannon as he gets his mitts in there and contests the ball against Luke Lovelady down on the baseline. So a great job there from number 42 of the Clan. 30-second timeout called. So what a year it was for Simon Fraser basketball last season, really a breakout season. And the big story there, getting a number of their guys involved. They weren't a one-man team, and they really grew together, and a lot of that's carried over, obviously, into this coming season. And you're seeing it already with that balanced scoring attack. It's a deep team, and it's got the veteranness that so many of these Clan teams have sought. Blue chip senior talent that has had major roles throughout their playing careers with the Clan. It's the first time it's happened en masse with the seniors here, and it's Steve Hansen's program a decade in now. There's a 3-ball out of the timeout though by Seacrest. He knocks it down and makes it a 4-point game. So Western Washington shaved 9 points off their largest deficit with 6:29 left in this half. Penny quickly to Bryson. Singh on the baseline, Rojas guarding him. Jazz deep. He gets the nice roll. That's a terrific move by the former Delta Pacer. Jazz deep Singh knocks it down. And coming off the bench, it's going to be Michael Provenzano. Starting point guard, set to come back into the game. He's had a good breather. Here's Schilder at the top. Seacrest, what a great move. Seacrest doesn't even start for this team. He's a dynamic player, number 4. Michael Provenzano into the game for Penny. So we've got Roche, Singh, and Provenzano from the starting group out there, along with Michael Hannon and Drew Bryson. 42 and 24 respectively. Here's Hannon. Roche at the top. Hannon the kick back to Provenzano. Shot clock now down to 10. Gonna feed Singh on the wing. Shot clock now down to 5. Singh, great move. He knifes through the defense. Can't get that one to go. Wanted to play it off the window. And a tough break there as he leaves it shy in a 6-point game. Here's Rojas. Back up to Schilder. Thought about a big 3-ball there. Instead, will feed down in the block to Lovelady. Back up top to Seacrest. RJ back up to Schilder. Little handoff play there, and a 3-ball. Dangerous shot there from the man Jasinski, who leads this team in scoring. Provenzano, little shovel pass there. Bryson now with the basketball, turnaround move back up top to Singh. Clan trying to patiently work it in the half court, fading from the basket, can't get it to go. Provenzano. And here's Rojas quickly down the floor. The skip underneath, reverse underneath the basket, and it's going to go. And a great job there by Luke Lovelady. Jazz Singh will get called for the foul. It's his first of the game. And certainly, you know, this Western Washington team wasn't picked #1 in the GNAC without a reason. There's a ton of great talent here. And if everything didn't click for them off the top, they're certainly getting it together here down the stretch of this opening half of play. Lovelady completes the three-point play, makes it a one-possession game. Largest Clan lead of 13, now whittled down to 3 with 4:35 remaining to the half. Can the Clan restore? Can they reset? Get back some of that initial energy. Othniel Spence will join the group in a second here. Great feed to Singh. Jazz deep facing shoulder, fading. Oh, and he hits a tough fadeaway shot. Beautiful. Jazz Singh shows you the things he's been working on. Smooth player. And what a great transfer into this program he has been. Northwest College. Jalen Green to Schilder. Minnis. D'Angelo Minnis, 3 on the shot clock. Little floater, too strong off the back iron. Ooh, Jazz Singh with a nice rebound. He's going to get it to the point guard, Provenzano. 3:42 remaining, Clan with a 5-point lead. Here's Bryson. Provenzano working off the Singh screen. 3 ball, in and out, doesn't go for Hannon, who tried to stick it from the baseline corner. Well run by the Clan. A timeout on the floor. We'll take a short break and be back with more from the West Gym. And Howard Samura back with you here from the West Gym. Clan TV, so happy to be with you for this doubleheader tonight from the West Gym. Simon Fraser with a 30-25 lead. Number 14 on the floor for Simon Fraser, making his debut today in the GNAC is Corey Ngamasambo, the 6'8", 220-pound freshman from Montreal. Ngamasambo, number 14, out there with Spence, Gill, Hannon, and Michael Provenzano, number 20. Logan Schilder at the free throw line for the Vikings. Makes the first and makes the second. So right back down to one possession. Simon Fraser. It's Provenzano at the point. Skip it down to Singh. Backing in Schilder. Does he have the moves? He turns around, he addresses the big man underneath. And in a great pivot move underneath. Wow, Jazz Singh putting on a clinic down low. What a great layup that was. 32-27. Physical underneath. And the Clan come away with a stop. Here's Spence, he's going to pull up from the elbow. Can't get it to go, and Schilder with a rebound there. Here's Rojas coming down the floor for Western Washington. Logan Schilder. That's Jalen Green. And a collision and a block is going to get called against the Clan as Jalen Green takes it hard. Othniel Spence takes a wallop and goes crashing to the deck. A courageous defensive play there by Othniel Spence. Stepped in, sacrificed the body. But Jalen Green with a victory there. Othniel Spence, a terrific team guy and just a beacon of positive energy throughout the campus here. And you see him at all the sporting events, and a guy who's always got a smile on his face, really exemplifying this Clan team. Jalen Green at the free throw line. Jalen Green, the 6'7" sophomore out of Renton, Washington. And he's going to rattle the second one home. It's a three-point game again. And here come the Clan. Here's Hannon with the basketball. They kick it back up top. Hannon for three. In and out. I hear Steve Hansen yelling a rebound. They weren't able to get one there, but the interesting stat as Western Washington lays it up and in. Western Washington, the last stat sheets we had, they're only trailing by 1 point, had no offensive rebounds. I'm not sure if that's changed in the last couple of minutes. I'm trying to remember, but boy, that's a big stat. Here's Provenzano from 15. He knocks it down. Mike P from the free throw line. A big basket there for the Clan. Stops some of the bleeding, makes it a three-point game again. Here's Jalen Green. Cross court to Seacrest. Back up to Minnis. And off the shoulder screen, Minnis, little crossover move against Provenzano. Back to the big man. And again, a high arcing three is not going to go. The way Jasinski's been shooting the ball, you thought that one was going. But a great job there. And I believe that was Minnis trying to tip it underneath. It'll be Simon Fraser basketball with 1:10 remaining in the first half. Clan leading by 3. They played a great first half. Provenzano dribbling right to the window. He lulls his check to sleep, and Mike P goes right to the window for the layup. 36-31, a 5-point Clan lead. Down to 40 seconds left in this half. Seacrest gets into the paint, stripped by Othniel Spence, and a great feed down the floor. Oh, and he is hammered. Nagama Sabo goes crashing to the deck. They weren't going to give him an easy one, and with 25.7 seconds left in the first half of play, we're going to get to see Corey Nagama Sabo, the 6'8" freshman, step up to the free throw line, number 14. Nagama Sabo too strong on the first one. Rojas now into the game for Seacrest. RJ will take a seat as Rojas comes into the basketball game. And Nagama Sabo knocks down the second. It's a 6-point lead with 23 seconds remaining. Here comes Rojas again across half court. You got to think they want to maybe get the ball to Jasinski here if they can. Here's Rojas. Little handoff to Jasinski. He's going to get it back to Rojas. Down to 1 second. Shot is up. Good if it goes, and it doesn't. Simon Fraser with a 6-point lead at the half. 37-31. A terrific opening half for the Simon Fraser Clan. They came out strong. They took the Vikings' best shot, and they maintain a 2+ possession lead here at the half. So what an effort by Simon Fraser. Really, you saw the poise that this much more mature number 3 in the preseason coaches poll Simon Fraser Clan team has. They really were able to hang tough against this Western Washington team. So we will take a short break. We'll be back with the numbers and the start of the second half and more right here on Clan TV. And Howard Samura back with you here from the West Gym at halftime. Well, 2 minutes before the resumption of the second half of this GNAC opener for men's basketball. Simon Fraser with a 37-31 lead at the half over the visiting Western Washington Vikings. And we'll bring you up to date on some of the numbers in that opening half of play, starting off with the visitors from Bellingham. They shot 40% from the field, 10 of 25. They were 3 of 12 from beyond the arc and 8 of 8 from the free throw line. Western Washington never led in that opening half of play. The game was tied for 34 seconds. And the leading scorers for the Vikings, Trevor Jasinski, 10 points to lead all scores. He's the only double-digit scorer in this game, believe it or not. He's gone 4 of 9 from the field, 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. 7 points for R.J. Seacrest, the backup guard off the bench. As well, 4 points for Logan Schilder, the starting big man, the 7-footer. 3 points for Cameron Rutherford, and 2 points apiece for Jalen Green and Sean Rojas. We should also mention Luke Lovelady with 3 points as well. For the Simon Fraser clan, 2 players with 9 points, Jazz Singh and Michael Provenzano, the starting point guard and the starting forward, had terrific first halves of play. 6 points apiece for Julian Roche, Othniel Spence, and Wilfred Bellata. Bellata with those 6 quick points and 3 quick fouls sat for about 13 minutes in that opening half of play after getting into some foul trouble. The only point off the bench for the Clan, Corey Nagamasabo with 1 free throw. Simon Fraser as a team shot 42.9%, 15 of 35. They got a lot of shots off, 10 more than the Vikings. Western Washington, amazingly, 0 offensive rebounds in that opening half of play on Simon Fraser's defensive glass. The Clan got all 15. And the Clan with 6 offensive boards as well. They are out rebounding the Vikings 21-14. Clan also shooting 50% from beyond the arc, but only 5 trips to the free throw line in that opening half of play. We're ready as the public address announcer, Stephen James, gets everybody back in the mood for basketball. Jazz single inbound at half court, and we are underway with the final 20 minutes here. And a 6-point Clan lead. Bellata now back on the floor wearing number 10 for the Clan. Quickly to Spence. Othniel bodied up at the free throw line by Jasinski. Back to Singh, he rises for the 3-ball and he knocks it down. Jazz Singh with a huge triple to get things going, and it's a 9-point lead. Clan led by as many as 13 in that opening half of play. Head coach Steve Hansen's first trip up in front of our broadcast location here. Turnaround, and that's going to go. Luke Lovelady knocking down the turnaround shot there to make it a 7-point game. Just underway, nice crowd here at the West Gym to open the GNAC season. Othniel Spence back to Singh for 3 again. Bingo, he knocks down another triple. Jazz Singh with back-to-back triples. He's now got 15 points to lead all scorers in this game. Jalen Green turning the corner. Bellata guarding him. Good job by Willie Bellata. Lovelady the rebound back up top, and Minnis is going to knock down the triple. 43-36, a 7-point Clan lead. Provenzano to Roche. Roche then sets the screen for Spence, drives in. Othniel with a crazy backflip on that ball, but Julian Roche took a hard foul, and he's still down. Julian Roche injured at the other end of the floor. Let's hope the big guy's okay. The play continued down at the other end, but Julian Roche is still on the floor in the paint, in pain. And that Clan training staff out to see how the big guy's doing. Roche is going to hop off the floor, but he's keeping the weight off of that right leg. So let's wish Julian Roche all the best in a speedy recovery to get back on the floor. Nagamasabo, number 14. Corey Nagamasabo, number 14, back on the floor for Simon Fraser. Filling in for Roche. And as we said, he brings some height at 6'8". He's going to guard Schilder. Minnis, Provenzano on him. And they're going to call Provenzano for the block. That's only Mike P's first foul of the game. Luke Lovelady up to Jalen Green. Provenzano strips it away, hits the deck. Boy, look at that effort from Michael Provenzano. To find Lovelady on the block. Turnaround jump hook is going to go. So Luke Lovelady, the 6'8 junior out of Point Loma Nazarene. (43-38), a 5-point lead here for the Clan. Julian Roche on the trainer's table, and we'll hope he's okay. The Gamasabo out of Champlain Saint Lambert, the CJEP program. Here's Provenzano. He's going to get across half court. The Gamasabo. Spence up to Bellotta, finding Provenzano. Singh has looked good with those two triples early in this half. This time underneath, doing the hard work in the paint. No foul called as he's raked on his way to the basket. Lovelady taking it hard to the basket. Or check that, Jasinski, apologies, number 24. Boy, Singh looked to really get raked on his way to the basket there. And instead, the call goes against the Clan at the other end. So that's a tough break. Othniel Spence gets called for his second foul of the game, and that'll send Trevor Jasinski to the free throw line. Jazz Singh's game has just risen to a new level this season. You see everything he's able to do, the confidence to stroke it from the outside, but also a bevy of moves down in the block. Both those free throws made, goes to a 3-point game. The Clan holding tough here, but Western Washington picked to win this conference. A big, big early test for this young Simon Fraser team. Ball goes off of Bellotta. It'll go the Vikings' way. So 16:49 left in this contest. Lovelady, Minnis, Rutherford, Jasinski, and Lovelady on the floor for Western Washington. Catch and shoot three, and he knocks it down. Trevor Jasinski. Big shot there for the leading scorer in this game for the Vikings. Ties it up. And we told you, Western Washington has never led in this game. Here's Provenzano, goes hard to the rack, can't get it to go. And picked off by Bellotta, but right into the hands of Green. Green to Jasinski, and that should be an offensive foul, and indeed it is. I don't think there's much dispute about that one. Great job by the Clan defensively. Keep it locked at 43, but the Clan with the basketball. Jazz Singh will inbound the basketball to Provenzano. Othniel Spence going to work off that high screen set for him. Now to Singh. Provenzano feeds Bellotta facing the basket. Great move with power, but gets stripped underneath. Nagama Sabo. Oh, Corey with a great move underneath the basket. Almost got that one to go, but he's working hard down low. And it looks like Rutherford's going to get called for the foul, his third of the game. So a timeout called on the floor. So many of these young Clan players growing into their roles here. Nagama Sabo filling in for Julian Roche, who limped off the floor. And some good energy work underneath the basket there. There's a timeout called here. And once again, we'll go through some of these numbers. Simon Fraser still shooting respectable 41.5% from the floor, 17 of 41, 60% from beyond the arc at 6 of 10. Western Washington shooting 43.8%, 14 of 32, 5 of 14 from beyond the arc. They're 10 of 10 from the stripe. So for whatever hasn't worked for them, they've got 2 offensive rebounds in the entire game. They are hitting their free throws. But boy, not a lot of trips combined. 15 total combined free throws thus far in this basketball game. As we said, Jazz Singh, after hitting those 2 triples to start the second half, leads or is now tied for the scoring lead in this game. Team high 15. 15 points as well for Jasinski, who just knocked down a triple. They've been the 2 leading scorers in this basketball game. Both of these guys, forward types with the ability to step out from beyond the arc and light it up. The Gamasabo at the free throw line. He'll thread the needle on the first and give the Clan the lead back. Ooh, can't get the roll on the second. But a 1-point Clan lead. Western Washington could take their first lead of the game with a basket here. Jasinski on the block. Cross-court dish to Jalen Green, and that's the first Western Washington lead of this game at 46-44. So Simon Fraser now needs to respond. Provenzano to Spence. Clan playing the cream of the crop in the GNAC right off the hop here at home. Provenzano measures, steps in and knocks it down. Mike P with a big basket there. Taking what the defense gives, and Provenzano steps up and delivers that 12-foot jumper. Rutherford, handoff back to Minnis. They'll kick it back out, elbow jumper for Rutherford, and he restores it, 48-46 for the Vikings. Clan active at the other end. Nice basket underneath in traffic. A tower of strength, Willie Bellotta. And he's cheering and clapping as he backpedals on defense for this Clan basketball team. Knotted at 48. It's a different day for the Clan men's basketball program. That is a flop, but the 3-ball didn't go. They didn't call a foul anyway, as Minnis was barely touched and went crashing to the pine. The crowd letting Minnis know what they thought of that flop. Jasinski, what a game he's had. Guarded by Spence, goes out of bounds, and Othniel creates the turnover on the baseline. So the Little O with a great job there. 48-48, locked with Provenzano now. He's got the basketball, finds Othniel. Great take by Othniel Spence, and he leaves it shy at the glass. Tough break there because Spence exploded. Pulling up for 3. Minnis can't make it fall. Little hesitation in his pull-up. Here's Bellotta, power move to the basket, and he gets fouled. That's an and one opportunity for Wilfred Bellotta. This is looking like a young Charles Barkley there on the way to the basket. 50-48, Simon Fraser. Wilfred Bellotta taking it hard to the hoop. Opportunity for the three-point play here. What a job by Wilfred Bellotta there. Western Washington wants time. So in between those free throws, we'll keep it here and talk about certainly a change of fortunes for Simon Fraser men's basketball. So many coaches that came before really did their best, and I'm sure, you know, everything kind of leaves its trail, but Steve Hansen has done just an incredible job here in bringing this program to the next level. And what a job they've done here. Clan has that senior leadership in the backcourt, something it hasn't had a lot of over the years, to play at this kind of a level when you also have some depth in the rotation. And put it all together, and you get what you get here today. Othniel Spence and Michael Provenzano bring that veteran leadership in the backcourt. And you've seen that when guys have gotten into foul trouble and Simon Fraser has had to go to that bench, while the scoring punch hasn't been there off the pine, there's still been the ability to keep the train rolling down the tracks. And that's the main part here for Simon Fraser, is the depth that they built into this team. When you look at Hannon, you look at Bryson, Nagamasabo, put out a rotation that has some depth, and when guys are filling roles, they know what they have to do. As they come off the bench here, it's going to be Hannon and Provenzano, Bellotta, along with Singh and Nagamasabo. Bellotta, after that extended break with a timeout, comes out and feathers the three ball. He makes it a three-point lead. Still a ton of time left here, 13:50. And this dangerous Western Washington team, pretty unflappable group here for head coach Tony Dominguez. Minnis. Baseline pass there by Jasinski, intercepted by Provenzano. Somebody tipped it, but Provenzano got it back down court, and he's in control again, the senior point guard. Mike P. lane to the basket, floater, and he gets it to go. Mike P. with a huge basket there. 53-48 the score. Minnis now with the basketball. Great crowd here at the West Gym for this game. Of course, the Clan women with a dramatic victory over Western Washington to open the night. Our congrats to Georgia Swan, who went 8 for 8 from the field in that women's game, including 3 for 3 and a massive triple down the stretch. Playing it off the window, and that man is a primetime scorer, Trevor Jasinski, the 6'8", 220-pound senior of the Camas High. Here's Hannon. Finds Provenzano, drives into the paint, skips in a reverse, back to Bellotta for three, and he knocks it down! Wilfred Bellotta with a huge shot. That is a point guard at work. The drive in the paint and the skip pass is almost like a ball reversal to the shot for the three-point shot. A great effort there. But underneath, wow, look at that. Right down the floor, Jalen Green draws the contact underneath the basket. And it looks like Jazz Singh is going to get called for the foul. Oh, Nagamasabo getting called for the foul, apologies. Number 14, his first of the game, but the net effect still sending Green to the free throw line here with 12:04 remaining in a 4-point game. Roche, great sign, bounds off the bench and is coming back into the game, number 35. Western Washington has led once in this game by 2 points. Simon Fraser was able to wrest the lead back. They lead by 3 now. And this will be a complete chess match down the stretch. Wilfred Bellotta. Down low to Singh. Jazz backing down his man. Turnaround move. Can't get it to go. What a great rebound by Bellotta. And Willie is going to draw a foul underneath the basket. That is power basketball on the offensive board by Wilfred Bellotta. Terrific move by Wilfred Bellotta. That's a motor at work underneath as he contests his own miss underneath and draws the contact. Timeout on the floor. We'll keep it here, but what a great energy effort there by the Simon Fraser Clan players. Wilfred Bellotta, saddled with the 3 fouls early in this game, has come back and is playing terrific basketball right now. Bellotta 5 of 7 from the field. He's hit both of his 3-point attempts, both of his free throws. He's got 14 points, 1 of 3 Clan double-figure scores in this game. Jazz Singh 6 of 11 from the field, leading the way with 15 points and 8 rebounds. And Michael Provenzano 6 of 11 from the field. He's got 13 points. The other Clan scores 6 apiece for Roche and Spence and 2 points for Corey Nagabasabo. On the other side of the ledger, it's Trevor Jasinski with 17 points. The only double-figure scorer for the Vikings today, and Jalen Green with 8. He's coming on. Luke Lovelady with 7. Western Washington 11 of 11 from the stripe. Simon Fraser 5 of 8 from the free throw line. The one thing you can say for the Vikings is they're upping their effort on the boards and starting to do a better job there as Bellotta steps up to the free throw line. 11:40 remaining. Thanks for joining us today on Clan TV. Shout out again to our producers Kendra Ho and Jacob Hall, our camera operators Sam Rowan, Sam Ruffett, and Maria Seminario for the great pictures from inside the West Gym today. Inside, and we haven't called Rojas' name in a while, but he comes to a nice jump stop underneath the basket, lays it up and in, and makes it a 2-point game at 57-55. Provenzano out to Hannon. Gets it right back. Mike P sees a lane, drives. Oh, was looking for Roche coming to the basket. Well, that one had a bit of mustard on it, and it eluded the big man Roche. So Western Washington basketball. Again, join us Saturday here on Clan TV for the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets who come to town. The second GNAC games for the Clan. The men will open the night at 5:15, followed by the women at 7:30. So more Clan GNAC basketball before the Christmas break right here on Clan TV. The turnaround, jump hook doesn't go there for Jalen Green. They will rule Western Washington basketball with 20 on the shot clock. We're reaching the midway mark of this second half. Howard Samura here with you today. Top Burnaby Mountain. Leif Anderson, number 1, is now into the game as one of the guard spots. Jump shot for 3 is going to go. Jalen Green's going to knock that one down, and Green now 2 of 2 from beyond the arc, and he's got 11. Second double-figure scorer on this Vikings team tonight. Here's Bellotta. Ooh, look to skip it to Roche from the free throw line. It gets turned over, and what great hustle when your big man is going to chase it down at the other end of the court. And that's Jazz Singh. That is hustle. The big man getting the ball back for his team. Great look inside, and that's Mike P. Oh, and it doesn't fall. Well, I'm getting old. Great job there by Roche. I thought that one rolled off the rim, but it rolled through. So great dish there from Provenzano to Roche, who finishes it. 59-58 the score for the Clan. Here's Provenzano, finds a loose ball. Down the court he goes, back to Bellotta for 3, trailing. Oh, too strong off the back iron. And Leif Anderson quickly to Rojas down the court. Ooh. That was Seacrest driving to the basket in the paint and seemed to run right into Provenzano, but I think Mike P is going to get called for the foul. Indeed, Provenzano, his second of the game. Fourth team foul. Both teams with 4 here. 9:38 left in the game. So a timeout called on the floor. We'll take a short break here and be back with the final stages of this game from the War Gym from the West Gym. Check that in just a moment here on Clan TV. And we're back with you here at the West Gym. A lot of sorting happening over that break, and we can let you know if you're just joining us, the Simon Fraser women's team with a 64-60 win over Western Washington in our first game of the night. 17 points apiece for Emma Duff and Anna Schwecke for Western Washington. 20 points for the sophomore Georgia Swan for Simon Fraser. 15 from teammate Jessica Jones and Ozzy Nabucco with another 12. So Simon Fraser with a huge victory there. 64-60. That was RJ Seacrest stepping up and hitting the free throw off the flagrant foul. So the Vikings with a 1-point lead and the basketball, and off the inbounds, they go right back to Seacrest. So that's a 3-point play there. Can the Vikings, from their perspective, really dig in and try to build some momentum, something they have not really had throughout this game to any large degree. Provenzano now with the basketball. Ballata. Singh guarded by Green. Jazz, oh, what a Terrific hoop by Jazz Singh. There was so much old school about that hoop. And here's Green dialing up the three, can't get it to go. The Seacrest gets the basketball. Schilder back to Leif, back to Seacrest. And Anderson now with the basketball. He'll reset with Green. Tries to muscle it back to Seacrest for three, and that one well off the mark, right into the hands of Roche. So what a great job the Clan did there to get the ball back. They're trailing by one with 8:22 remaining. Michael Hannon. Hannon will take a seat. Othniel Spence back into the game. So this is the Clan starting five. Off the inbound, skip underneath, and they find Roche. And what a beautiful dive by Jazz Singh. He's doing it all. Singh goes down the floor, makes defensive plays. He gets steals, he hits threes. He hits just the widest hook you're going to see off the window, and now he dishes a dime to his big man underneath. Jazz Singh doing everything in this basketball game. What a game he's had as the Clan go up 63-62. Roche misses on the free throw. It wasn't just averaging 18.8 in the preseason without reason. He's just turned into a terrific basketball player. Here's Jalen Green, step back from 16, and he rattles it home against Roche. You got to tip your hat to Green on that one. 64-63, Vikings trail by one as the Clan come up the court with Provenzano. Mike P. winding the shot clock down to 10, now to Bellotta. Power, Spence for three. Bingo! Othniel Spence from the baseline corner drops it, 66-64. Ooh, and Seacrest went low. Roche felt that one. He took the foul, but I think more than anything, might have re-aggravated something as he hopped off the floor earlier in the game. He's a tough customer, Julian Roche. What a basketball game we've got here with 7:14 remaining. Hope you've enjoyed it. Right here, our Clan TV GNAC men's and women's basketball debut in the month of December here from the top of Burnaby Mountain. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Howard Samura. Hope you're enjoying all the action here as the Clan renew their rivalry with the guys from Bellingham, the Western Washington Vikings. This one stretches way back to the NAIA days. Of course, those great Clan teams coached by the late Stan Stewartson. Jay Triano as well, and everyone that's left a legacy here with Simon Fraser basketball. Right now, Steve Hansen, the man in charge, and of course, Steve Hansen, an alum of Terry Fox Secondary in Port Coquitlam. He led them to a BC top-tiered provincial championship. And I'm excited. I won't be with you all on Thursday because I've got some pressing duties to cover. It's something called the Samura Basketball Invitational. I'm so honored that this tournament played in my name happens every year. 2 straight weeks in December, and we've got the best boys basketball teams in the province of BC set to tip off, including Terry Fox and also the #1 ranked Burnaby South Rebels. And that's going to start Wednesday, tomorrow, at the Langley Event Center for 4 straight days, a 20-team tournament. But I promise I'll be back with all of my GNAC listeners come January. Here's Anderson, the dribble, the drive back. Jasinski to Anderson, back to Rojas. Big step into the paint. That shot affected by the Clan, and what a great job as Hannon hits the deck. Michael Hannon getting down and dirty in the paint. A little bit of a fist bump there with Bellotta. Great job by 42. That is what it's all about. And Hannon steps to the other side of the floor. Isn't this what we love about the game of basketball, how those little hustle plays wind up representing so much more in the grand scheme of things? You let them play out, see where those roots spread and how they help a team in a tight situation. Hannon showing that right now on the floor for the Simon Fraser Clan players. Great opportunity to sit and talk with Teresa Hansen, the athletic director, Brianne Watson, the assistant athletic director, prior to this game. A lot of Clan pride in the building today for this basketball game. Of course, everybody interested to see how the chemistry and the improvement in this Clan team would come along, and regardless of the outcome tonight, this Clan team looks like it's ready to compete in the GNAC this season. This is a quality opponent, as good as you'll find in D2 in the form of the Western Washington Vikings, a great basketball team. Here's Jasinski back up top. Rutherford drive and dish to Jasinski. 3-ball high archer is not going to go, and look at Bellotta contesting that basketball. He backs off, doesn't want another foul. Instead, Hannon's going to step in, and Hannon had his arm straight up in the air, but the whistle blows, and it's going to go against him. And RJ Seacrest has been one of those top players for Western Washington today, if you had to pick 3 or 4 of them. I think you look at Trevor Jasinski, you look at RJ Seacrest as 2 of those guys. Jalen Green as well. They've been among the best, and that guy as well, number 10, has been good, Sean Rojas.
Hey, Mike, Provenzano. Just what we talked about, right?
68, 65, 6:30 remaining. 1 possession game, Clan with a lead in the basketball. Provenzano taking some last second instructions from head coach Steve Hansen from across the gym. Goes to Bellotta, finds Singh on the block. Rutherford guarding him, turnaround, off the window. Jazz Singh, bring this guy back to 1974. I love the moves he's got in the block. So many great turnaround moves. But Seacrest has done that all night. He's continued to be effective, and he comes right back and gets those 2 right back for the Vikings. Here's Provenzano. Goes back to Singh. Thought about the 3. Rutherford quickly guarding him, but Singh, you don't want to guard this guy one-on-one. Even when that gets deflected, Bellotta right into the paint, and that's going to go for Wilfred Bellotta. Boy, I wish we had a replay here on Clan TV, because you will see what strength does. Forget about the verticality. Let's talk about the step that you can bring with strength. And Bellotta goes right through. Shame he missed the free throw. 72-67. Rutherford, under duress, gets the pass to Green. Jalen quickly. Oh, Jasinski, what a move to the basket. That is a terrific move by Trevor Jasinski. Look at that kid at 6'8", what he can do facing the basket. And he steps up and knocks down another one. Jasinski, I believe, has 20 now in the game. 72-70, Clan with a 2-point lead. 5 minutes remaining. What a finish it's going to be. This is a basketball treat for fans of the Clan tonight. Oh, and that is a attempted entry from Hannon. Provenzano, as trim as that hair's been since he's been here, that three ball hoisted. Surprise attack from Jazz. Doesn't go. They swing it inside to Rutherford. He goes back to Seacrest. Rutherford, not the go-to scorer, elects to get it back out to his guard, Seacrest. This one off of his fingertips and right to us right here on press row. And boy, Willie Bellata even bodies up the head coach on the sidelines. He takes out Steve Hansen. You don't want number 10 coming at you with any kind of momentum. That's a force of nature there. 4:25 left in a 2-point Clan lead. Hannon will inbound the ball right in front of our broadcast location. Hannon now with the Provenzano with the basketball. Bellata, what a game he's played. He had 3 early fouls, but he shows you the composure. Look at Othniel going to the basket, can't get the finish. But so fluid going to the basket. Here's Seacrest. RJ right into the hands of Bellata. Look at Willie in the open floor showing you some stuff, and he goes right to the basket. No foul call, tries to save it. Oh, I thought Bellata perhaps had gotten that to go, but no, it's going to be Western Washington basketball. But the dexterity the big man has in the open floor, impressive to say the least. 3:56 left, our last time out here. Be back with more from the West Gym in just a moment. Howard Samura back with you here from the West Gym. Our thanks as always to Zahid Vali Hassan for the stats. Sitting next to me here on press row from the West Gym. We're back to action. 3:52 remaining. Western Washington trailing by 2, but they have the basketball. Rojas makes his way all the way down court, takes it right to the rim and lays it up and in to tie the score. Here's Bellata, he'll bring it across half court. Provenzano taking charge at the point, finding Spence. Back up top to Hannon. Provenzano is going to hoist it, and just off the mark there with that 3 ball into the hands of Rutherford. He'll get it to Rojas, who last time went right down and scored it. Jalen Green with the basketball away from the play, and it looks like the foul against Rutherford of the Vikings. And that's his 5th and disqualifying foul, so Rutherford is out with 3:12 remaining. Game locked at 72. Can you picture a more competitive way to open your conference season at home, playing the #1 rated team in the preseason poll? Locked at 72 here with 3:07 remaining. Provenzano now to Othniel Spence. Singh finds Provenzano on the other side of the floor. They'll feed the wing. Balata turns and faces. Little bump of Rojas. He goes in off the window, can't get it to go. A tip drill underneath, and it's going to go to the Vikings. Rojas gets the basketball back. 2:45 remaining. Good Balata glued to Rojas. Leif Anderson, number 1 on the floor there. Stolen away by Spence. A steal by Othniel, and he is fluid down the floor right to the rim. Oh, and Jalen Green gets the block at the last second. But Othniel just shot out of a cannon down the floor. Keep it locked at 72, 2:15 remaining. And Jasinski now, 6'8" scoring machine for these Vikings. And what a great basket that is for him. From the Vikes' perspective, to turn around, square yourself so quickly and have the presence of mind to knock that one down. A turnover at the other end of the floor, so the Clan have to find some defensive focus here. Well, a timeout called by the Clan. Western Washington, what a great job they did there. And look at what Jasinski's done. He's got 22 points in this game. I believe he's 8 of 15 from the field. Just had a terrific basketball game for these Vikings. RJ Seacrest with 14, Jalen Green with 13. On the Clan side, Singh with 19, Roche with 10, Balata with 17, and Provenzano with 13. So a great job by the Clan. If you think of it, through 38 minutes, they came out with that big surge. They led by 13 in the first half, but they have hunkered down and they have responded to every offensive high cycle by the Vikings throughout the rest of the way. And it's just a matter of managing your emotions for both teams down the stretch drive here. Finding the shots that work and finding ways to get the stops when you need them. Here we go. As Seacrest now, back to Rojas as they come across half court. It's Hannon, Balata, Singh, Provenzano, and Spence on the floor for the Clan. Here's RJ Seacrest. Gets his man in the air, squares up, can't get it to go, batted away. That's going to be a Clan basketball. What? Wow. They have to look at that. There's no way that was, that's clearly went off the other team. I'm sure they'll look and correct that, but we'll hang with you. From our vantage point, that looked pretty clear. But we'll see. The official's able to go in and look, so that's a plus, a positive. They're actually going to come over and look at the big screen here. Zahid Vali Hassan will show them the replay. And we'll report back what happens here. But what a basketball game we've had here today. And, of course, as we said, the Clan women with that 64-60 win over head coach Carmen Dolfo's Vikings in the first game. And the Clan men battling tooth and nail here. They're trailing 74-72 with 1:40 remaining. And I think it's going to be pretty clear, but we'll let them sort that out with the cameras here in the West Gym. Clan will keep the same 5 players on the floor as Jazz Singh, Wilfred Balata, Othniel Spence, Michael Provenzano, and Michael Hannon. Head coach Steve Hansen has played 10 players in this game today. The big man, Julian Roche, I think a little nicked up. He limped off the floor, came back, and guarding a smaller guard, I think took another pop and has not come back since, so we wish him the best. In his place, the Clan are playing Hannon, number 42, the versatile guard. Glenn haven't hoisted a lot of threes, but they've been effective, 8 of 14 from the field today. The official still studying the video. We'll see what call they make here. Of course, possession's so essential this late in the game. (74-72) for Western Washington. Well, they're going to say Western Washington basketball. Certainly looked like it was the other way, but able to look at it and get it right, and that's the main thing here. With 1:38 left, 16 on the shot clock for these Vikings. A huge possession right now. Ooh, stolen away. Jasinski to Spence, who puts up the shot on his way to the basket. They're going to call a foul. And Othniel does what he wanted to do. He gets to the free throw line with a chance to tie this game. Is there a faster player in the conference? Boy, Othniel Spence is just so jet propelled. That's a big miss from the free throw line, though, with 1:24 remaining. So the lead stays at 1 now for the Vikings, 74-73, 1:24 left, and Seacrest now with the basketball. That's Jalen Green. He'll play some catch. So lob it down to Jasinski on the baseline. Very quickly the defensive coverage comes. Here's Seacrest, jump stop in the paint, kick out to Rojas for three. Swirls in and out into the hands of Hannon. With 1 minute left in this basketball game, Klein with a chance to take the lead with a made basket here. Provenzano crossing half court. Anderson guarding him. Up top to Singh. Quickly to Provenzano. Singh, what a great move off the spin! Jalen Green guarding him off a switch, and he goes right to the basket for a lay-in. But so much time left, at half a minute remaining here. And there's about a 7-second difference in the clocks right now. A Clan stop here would be huge. Oh, whistle blows. And a timeout called by the Western Washington Vikings. 21.8 seconds left in this basketball game. And how about the way Jazz Singh is scoring the basketball for this Clan team today? Singh with 21 points on 9 of 15 shooting from the field. He's had a terrific game, and you got to be excited if you're a Clan basketball fan for what you're seeing in this game today. And Steve Hansen told me yesterday as we previewed this game on varsityletters.ca, boy, you know what? When you get 5 guys that can score it in your starting 5, that's a special thing. Julian Roche is going to check into this game, the big man with 21.8 left. 14 on the shot clock when we resume play, so the 7.8 second difference in the clocks. But a Clan stop here would be huge. Jalen Green, RJ Seacrest as well. Number 15, Logan Schilder, along with Rojas and, of course, Trevor Jasinski on the floor now for Western Washington. Jasinski set to inbound the basketball. Gets it back from Schilder, puts up a shot, in and out. Follow doesn't go underneath the basket, a loose ball. That was Seacrest underneath the basket, who had that second chance opportunity off the miss by Jasinski. Well, they're calling a jump ball. Timeout again being called. 15.2 seconds left, and it's Western Washington basketball on the alternating possession. just watching the replay here, and Seacrest with that opportunity. And although our view's been obscure, I look at the replay on our courtside monitor, and indeed a jump ball situation there. So good hustle by Western Washington when you think of it. Ran a nice play between Jasinski and the big man Schilder to get Jasinski that baseline shot. It didn't fall, but the hustle that Seacrest showed there at least kept the ball alive and allowed Western Washington to get the jump ball situation. So now they come out and Simon Fraser will call a timeout. Clan drawing up a play here. Simon Fraser involved in their share of tight games last season, and when they started winning them, it really started to change the whole culture of this program as they've turned it around here. And believe it or not, you're seeing a team that was picked to finish last in the GNAC last season, and in the space of 1 year were picked to finish third, and they're battling right down to the wire against the Western Washington Vikings here at the West Gym. It's been quite a turnaround. Inbounding the basketball. Underneath, a block by Roche, and the finish doesn't roll for the big man underneath, and Simon Fraser so a Western Washington foul. Some tough luck for Western Washington underneath the basket, but Simon Fraser getting out in front of it, and Spence is going to get fouled. So that foul by Jasinski is going to send Othniel Spence to the free throw line with 7.8 seconds left. So Roche played his part. They subbed him in almost situationally there for his presence around the basket, and a great job. Spence made the first to make it a 2-point game. But of course, 7.8 left, so still lots of time for the Vikings. He makes the second, so a 3-point lead. And we'll see what happens here as Jasinski, the man you know is going to be touching the basketball in this situation, crosses half court. Goes to Green. Anderson for three, and it doesn't go at the buzzer. And Simon Fraser, what a victory this is for the Clan. A huge win over Western Washington in the opener. Anderson had a look at three that would have tied the game, and it didn't fall for Western Washington. It's a sweep for Simon Fraser. 64-60 in the women's game, 77-74. What a finish for the Simon Fraser Clan. They knock off their rivals, their travel partners here in the GNAC, and a huge moment for head coach Steve Hansen and company as he comes down and congratulates everybody. What a moment for Clan basketball to start the season at 1-0. It's a huge victory, and what a team effort it was down the stretch drive for the Simon Fraser Clan. 77-74 is our final score. We'll give you some of the numbers really quickly here from courtside. 5 players, all starters in double figures for the Clan, led by Jazz Singh with 21, 17 for Wilfred Bellotta, 13 for Michael Provenzano, 12 for Othniel Spence, and 10 for Julian Roche. A great effort for the Clan, who shot 46.8% from the field. They were outscored 43-40 in the second half by the Vikings, but that great start really held through to the end for the Simon Fraser Clan. Trevor Jasinski leads the Vikings with 22 points, 14 for RJ Seacrest, 13 for Jalen Green. Signing off for everybody here on our TV crew from Clan TV and our executive producers, Kendra Ho and Jacob Hall, I'm Howard Samura. Thanks so much for joining us. Clan TV returns Saturday when the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets are here in the West Gym for 2. Safe travels, everyone. We'll be back with you soon.